G'day, Flosstube. Hope this finds everybody well. It's been a while since I've checked in. It is July 19th, middle of winter here in the tropics, so sweater, sweatpants, even socks. It's cold this morning. Yeah, I'm a bit of a sook. I'm sure if you look at the thermometer, it's, at least 60 degrees out there, but it's cold. Been a while since my last update. Yeah, just absolute chaos around here. It must be at least a month since I last checked in, and to be honest, don't expect another update probably for at least another month, maybe two more. I wanted to nick in and get this one done while I had half an opportunity, but I don't expect it's going to rank real high on Life's priority list for a while. Sorry, guys. Welcome to anybody who's new. Sorry for the poor showing for the new guys. Welcome back for anybody who's a regular. Hope you all find something to enjoy in this chaos. First up, I guess I don't really want to go into a great deal of the chaos because personal stuff elsewhere. But I will say in the last couple of months, I've been really wrapped up with our local community center. Now, for non-Aussies, this will be a little bit of an odd concept. I never found it in the States very much. But here in Oz, I know I've heard Belinda talk about it. Every little township has its own little community hall, where you can rent to do weddings, parties, etc. Some of them are more active than others. Ours has a Friday night social that we run. We do a market, that sort of thing. There's community groups that hire the hall, so there's like a local quilting group. There's a bunch of people that like to play indoor bowls, all that sort of jazz. And our community center has had a bit of a disruption since the flooding. I am looking for ways to provide a grand vision to the place so that they have a clear path forward. I feel a bit like our center is a bit stuck on, we do a Friday night social and we do the markets and that's all we do. But the reality is there's a lot more that the center could do for the community. There's been already the idea raised of getting a bus and a bus driver because we have a lot of elderly in our demographic area. And we are quite far from town, so to provide a bus service that would help them get in, get groceries, get to hospital appointments, that sort of jazz, is really valuable to that segment of the community. Like I said, we're out of town generally, so transport for anybody who doesn't have a car is a big issue anyway, elderly or not. I guess I'll throw it out to you guys. Do you have any grand suggestions for me? Things that we can offer the community, projects to undertake, etc., that can make my little spot of the world a better place for those that live here. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. A couple other things we've also considered, because we're so far out, toy library. I've also thought of generally printing and scanning and those sort of office functions that you would generally be able to access for the library, because our closest library with that sort of function is about 30 minutes drive away. Yeah. Any other suggestions in that vein, please, please, please leave me a comment below. I would really appreciate the assistance with this little job at hand. Having said that, let's get on to stitching. I have managed to do a bit of stitching in the between chaos moments. No idea what order I worked in things, to be honest. I'd pick something up because it was there, and then I basically wouldn't put it down for 2 weeks just because I was too busy to even go looking for another alternative or think about what I wanted to stitch. So Some of the pieces have actually seen a fair bit of progress, but I have no idea where I was as far as before pictures, etc. So we're going to have to wing it on this one, guys. So, Indian Peacock. Pretty sure I finished up, that's as far as the tail's going to go. There's been a fair bit of work in the flowers, and probably up into here. You can see that branch starting to form that he's sitting on. There is background stitching. You see a little bit in there. I have decided to go ahead with the floss that came in the kit. It is very subtle, but it's just meant to be a subtle background texture. So given everything else I have to make decisions about, that one I'm just sticking with the kit. I'm not thinking too hard about it. I still may, for the outlining of the feathers, the kit provides a yellow. I may just have a look through my stash and grab one of the treasure braids or something like that in a gold and see how that looks. But otherwise, I think this one's just more or less going to be stock standard kit. It's a Sweet Cherry Pie by Color Cascade is the color. It's a linen. Hold on. This one's got a tag. Nah, doesn't have the... I can't remember if it's 28 or 32. I suspect it's a 32 count Belfast. I'm almost certain. See, that's how bad my brain's getting. Like, I knew these things. Anyway, I love this fabric. It's gorgeous. And making progress on the peacock. So, clearly the peacock itself is almost done, but there is a fair bit more flowers and background stitching and stuff yet to go on. But I think it's turning out really, really nice. See, back up to see the whole thing. So, probably won't get back to that for a couple of weeks yet. I only just swapped projects this morning, so given how things is going, I suspect I'll be on that for a couple of weeks before I do anything else. Still need my board. I have more projects. The other one I know I spent a gobload of time on is Queen Sari. I love this one. The colors in this, they are phenomenal. So, as a reminder, this is the fabric I dyed myself. There's a YouTube video about how I got that result. A couple of videos back. There aren't that many videos to search through. I'm sure you'll find it. I've swapped out the calls for Kreinig. I've swapped that out for Tate Treasure Braid just because I like to stitch with that better. So I just went straight off the conversion listed on the internet somewhere and pulled the, I think it was on Rainbow Gallery's website. And so I just pulled their recommended alternatives. Yeah, I can't remember where she was last time I showed you, but probably there's been massive progress. I spent a lot of time on this early in the chaos, and so it just didn't move. It didn't change. I have ordered the new one, that Orient, Pearl of the Orient or something, and I ordered one other one. I really like these Fillipina designs. They're gorgeous. I haven't committed to any of the beads and stuff on this yet. It's kind of debating, you know, it calls for Mill Hill. Do I use those? Do I swap them out for Delicas? Yeah, I'll hold off on that decision until I have a grand idea. So, yeah, that's where she's at. I would like to get back to her. She's a lot of fun to work on. And I don't remember if I said that's a 28 count cash out linen on that one. I looked at, when I was going to buy it, I would have needed to buy a fat half in order to fit her on at 28 count. And so I debated about doing her 36, I think, because I knew she was small enough to fit on a fat quarter. But of course with beads, I'm like, yeah, not feeling that brave to want to deal with figuring out how to redo her bead stuff. So I stuck with the larger piece. Getting back to where I can't figure out what side I'm working on. Okay. The Chatelaine. So I think last time you guys saw this, I might have been working on the trees over here. So clearly I finished all those trees. I finished the stone lantern. And I'm starting to work into, this is the third set of fish. So I will be glad to finish this particular set of fish because it means there's only one left. I do find the over ones parts just a bit tedious. Like they're doable, they're just tedious. And I find it, I don't know, maybe it's just me, so the fish were done, there was an option charted to do over one versus, or over two. So when you read the pattern, the over twos are charted in with the rest of the, you know, the background, the pond and the greenery and stuff. And the over ones are a separate little insert at the back. But for all the fish I've done today, I cannot mathematically make the over one charting fit in the over two spots. So I'm always having to fudge a little bit, you know, miss a row here, try and make sure it looks like a fish. And I think it's worked out all right. Okay, this thing's a bit of a beast to handle. So there's one set of fish I did. And I think they look like fish. Can I get them any closer? So I think they look all right. I think I've done a reasonable job on those, and you can tell they're meant to be fish, and the shading looks reasonable. But I just find it really tedious to have to second guess. Oh, should I put this color? Should I put that color? Sorry, guys. You know, which color should I put? You know, where should the back stitching go to emphasize the fin? All that jazz. And so the whole time I'm stitching those fish, it's not as enjoyable as stitching the rest of it. So yeah, I guess my only point was I will be glad to see the end of that third set of fish because then there's only one more to go. Oh, and the other point was, is it just me? Do Martina's fish or other scenarios where she has both over two and over one options charted, do they mathematically work out for the rest of you, or am I doing something wrong? Or yeah, let me know. Really, please let me know. So let me try and give you an overview because this thing is getting massive. Yeah. So you can see I'm over halfway now. I've got all of that side and then half that bottom bit. The only part I'm missing up here is the two big trees. So that's more than halfway. I'm really pleased. I think I've mentioned before, it's kind of I'm not sure if I want to finish it. Like, I'm excited to go and add all the beads and how blingy it'll be then and all the rest of it. But I don't really want to finish it because it's so much fun. And then what am I going to do? Clearly start another Chatelaine. Like, that question you needed asking. But I'm sure you all know what I mean. It's so much fun. I don't want to finish because then I'd have to be done. Yeah. So the only other thing I've been working on, and I only pulled this out last night, so not much progress here. I've pulled out the full coverage. This is the Aura of Autumn. And basically I finished one more column up this page. I think that leaves 3 and a bit columns left to finish the page. So clearly I'm still parking. There's a freaking mess of threads everywhere. And getting more used to that. Although I tried braiding them last time I put away. And boy, that was tedious to undo. I don't think I'll do that again. When you're not actively working with them, holding them with the needle minder seems to be tolerable. But, you know, as you're working with them, I'm always pulling them out, and then they're hanging loose and in the way. They're permanently in the way of whatever I'm doing. I've seen other people work from the top to the bottom. I wonder whether that would be less in the way. I don't know. Another experiment for another day. But I'm kind of hoping to finish this page before I move on. I did the math at one point, figured if I did a page a month, that it would take me roughly 3 years, I think, to finish this panel. And there's 3 panels, mind you. Yeah, I'm so far behind that schedule already. I think it's been 3 or 4 months and I haven't finished page 2. So would like to finish page 2. Yeah, so unfortunately not a whole lot to see there yet. I haven't really paid attention. Like, it is only this page wide, so it's not very wide. But I haven't paid attention when you start getting into the silhouettes up above, as far as getting a more recognizable picture. At the moment, it's just all oil painting texture, colors. Excuse me, still got that cough, guys. So that's more or less everything I worked on. I have officially started to move into the she shed since my last update. So there has been a heck of amount of trying to clean, get organized, etc. going on. The needlework is not yet out there because I tip that. Need a better thing to hold the camera. The needlework is not yet out there because it's just a bare concrete floor. And to walk around, you don't really notice, but there is so much dust. You know, if you actually put anything on the floor, particularly like fabric, it just gets so dusty. We need to put a concrete paint or something on there. The plan is to tile it long term. But my husband's putting more of his emphasis on working on the extension now, so the she shed will probably sit in its current state for a while, and painting might be faster until he's ready to get back to the she shed. As part of that, excuse me, excuse the reach, and I think I bumped the camera again. As part of that, I've been cleaning out all these buckets. So I have about 9 of these little sheets. You know, they're meant to hold your bobbins in a binder. I had a go with them once. Worked fine with a full bobbin, but you know, you get to a bobbin that's 3/4 empty, I reckon they just fall out and they're annoying, and so I haven't been using them. I've got about 9 sheets all up. If anybody can put these things to good use, and you have an Australian mailing address, leave me a comment with your email or something. No, in fact, I will leave my email in the description box. Send me an email with your Australian address. It's just first come, first serve, guys. I haven't got time to be planning a giveaway and drawing names and recording more videos and whatnot. So first come, first serve. Ping me with your mailing address. I will put these in the mail, and then they will be out of my disorganized life and into yours. Hope somebody can put those to good use, because otherwise they're just going in the Goodwill bucket or something. A couple of weeks ago, I was off stitching with the local stitching girls, and we were gas bagging and looking at things we should buy and whatnot. And somebody mentioned that Journey of a Stitcher had a whole bunch of the Celtic ladies. So what do we have? There's spring, summer, and autumn. Winter is coming. Yeah, winter's held up. I've got a whole heap of things on back order. So winter is with that and will come when everything else comes. So yeah, looking forward. I bought, all 4 of those. I did not buy the Christmas one. I figured the 4 seasons was enough. I have, no, summer's not that. Autumn, I have seen a conversion where it's done in dark oranges and greens. And I think that's what I'm going to do for autumn. I love that darker color scheme for this. So that's what I will do. Winter, I plan on doing in the similar sort of conversion that Stephanie Misoso Crafty did. Yeah, that blue cape, and that's just stunning. So those 2 I'm definitely going to convert. If you guys know of any awesome conversions for summer, yeah, so summer's there, and spring, I'd be interested to see what your favorite conversions are for those. I haven't done a lot of conversions in the past, and I kind of thought, it'd be really neat to do, all 4 of them in a converted format. Of course, I got to get time to stitch all 4 of them in any format to start with, but minor details. As far as the official wrap up of Stitch from Stash, again, it's kind of fallen off the priority list. I'm way in the hole. It's just couldn't find the time to do the last numbers because it's so far in the hole. It's not funny. Haven't finished anything. No credits. So my budget of $30 just made it $30 less in the hole. I'm undecided. I suspect I probably won't do Stitch from Stash officially this next, July to December, only because with all the other chaos, again, the whole tracking things is going to be really hit and miss. I may attempt to track just for my own interest, but posting to websites and official updates aren't going to happen. I think that's it from me. A relatively short video. So hopefully that means it uploads quick and I can be on to the next thing. Because there's a few things to do yet today. All right. Well, I appreciate you hanging with me. Hope you found something to enjoy. See you next time, guys. Bye.